Well, this is Baruch Fleischman, and you know that I am your lift manager here at the Tikkun Elevator Koval, and we're going to be looking at the Parsha of the week in the Zohar. This is the Zohar right here, and we have a pirush down below called the Mount of Midrash. Now, this Parsha is really a Parsha which has tremendous warnings and curses in it of the Jewish people and what does happen to us. We're an ancient people. People approximately 4,000 years old, and we've been through it all over and over again. And once again, at the end, we always come back to our faith in our Torah, and we're still here. So we're going to look at this parsha. We're going to look at it in terms of the curse that's in it. Let me bring over here the art scroll. And give you an idea of what it says. Of course, the parsha begins as our Zohar will begin, and it says like this in Hebrew: "Im Bechukotai telechu, ves mitzvosai tishmoro." Translates: if you will follow my decrees and observe my commandments and perform them, then I will provide your rains in their time, and the land will give its produce, and the tree of the field will give its fruit. It goes on and on to say how blessing comes to the Jewish people. Then it comes over here and it says like this: but we don't necessarily listen to what the God of our fathers is telling us. But if you will not listen to me and will not perform all of these commandments, if you will consider my decrees loathsome, if your being rejects my ordinance so as not to perform all my commandments, then I will do the same to you. I will assign upon you panic, swelling lesions and burning fever, which causes eyes to long and souls to suffer. You will sow your seeds in vain, for your enemies will eat it. I will turn my attention against you. You will be struck down before enemies. Those who hate you will subjugate you. You will flee with no one pursuing you. That's an idea spoken in English. To give you an idea of what October 7th, 2023 actually meant. Does anybody know, and if you're listening to these shiurim and you're not Jewish or you're not really familiar with the rules with the ordinances of the Torah, October 7th, 2023 was the final day, really, of the celebration, all the celebrations of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and it's called Shmini Atzeres. We understand on Shmini Atzeres is the day of when we are judged on Rosh Hashanah. We have a chance for the world is a difficult place to begin with. To redeem ourselves on Yom Kippur. We sweeten up our holidays and our relationship with God by sitting in the Sukkah. And on the last day, or an extra day, which is called Shmini Atzeres, there is a time when the actual seal of the judgment of your year will be made. That's this understanding that the Torah tells us. So what was going on October 7th? We were having a rave party, which is a libidinal party. I'm going to use that word, which is a party for libidinal purposes where young people are coming together. The massacre that took place went into kibbutzim, which are very close to Gaza, where the people were using many Arabs to help them in their fields and whatever they were doing, and in their kibbutzim. But these are people who are peace now people who really thought and observed a different standard than the standard of the Torah. We're moving in the wrong direction. Led us to a massacre. And we're going to see that throughout history, this same thing has happened again and again. Now, I'm really not good without my pencil, and I'm looking for my pencil, and I don't see it. So 1 second, and I'll get it. I'm back with my pencil, and I'm going to say like this. This is PARSHAT Bechukotai. You're looking at the Zohar, the Parsha of our week. The Torah says like this: "Im Bechukotai telechu," if you walk in my statutes. And this is where we began our little shtickle in the art scroll, Chumash. Rebbe Chia began to speak like this, and he quotes a pasuk in Michal Ami, my people. Zachor na ma no, Bechukotai, please, he said, please. Ma yoetz Balak, look in the Chumash, and you'll see the story of Balak and Bilam. What did Balak, the king of Moab, really want? Ma ona oso Bilam, and he called Bilam, this necromancer, this witch, the king of all the witches. He called him Ben Beor, curse my people. So here we are talking about curses. You got a little taste at the beginning of what happens. Let's try to go through this now. Ame Zohar, now remember my people. And he says, no means please. Remember, please. Zechol chuloka da amadah. Happy is the portion of this people. The marechem okach long hochi, that their master, Kodesh Baruch Hu, is rebuking us in this way. Ame Zohar now. So he said, my plea, please remember. He said, please remember. We're not a new people. Afal gav da'atan siton b'orchain, that we just for the first time on October 7th stray from the path of the Torah. Ame atun, you're still my people. The lo ba'ena the me'ever the chuk of odaichu, I don't want to pay you back the way you behave. Rabbi Yitzchak said like this: Zechol chuloka da'ama, happy is the person, meritorious is the portion of the Jewish people. The marechem amalahon, that their master says to them, Ami, my people, melasisi locha, what did I do to you? Ha'alisa anibi, what kind of burden did I place on you? Anibi, answer me. Ma yoetz Balak, the answer is, what did Balak try to do? The king of Moab. Bekame milin bo'vodim amar l'shed sol l'chu ba'alma, what did he actually say? He said all different kinds of words, different kinds of creations. It really means plots. L'shed sol l'chu, to destroy you. Ma'alma, to eliminate you completely from the world, that the world would have a future without you. And he hired witches, all different kinds. In those days, this was the main force, the force of black magic. How could they do this to curse the Jewish people? And that's one of the purposes, incidentally, of black magic, of magic in general, is to be able to use the power of darkness to be able to hurt someone. Amar Rabbi Yossi said, Amalon Kucha Barichu Yisrael, the Kodesh Baruch Hu said to us, Zohar now. So he said, once again, remember, please. Vai, the Anan Savachem B'kol Yoma. And whoa, the fact that we're crying out every day. Are we crying over the loss of our soldiers? Of the fact that they're shooting at our synagogues in Canada, and it's only getting worse? And so you bellow out and you cry out. He says, so we say to Hashem, look, we used to live in peace. We didn't have this. Remember what we had? So remember that there is the Edomite nation. Today it's called Europe. That the Edomite nation wants only one thing, and that is to destroy us. But you don't really want to get that close to us. You don't want to get involved with us. So he says to us then, but I'm asking my question. Zohar, no, remember, please. He says, please. Hashem speaks to us in the language of please. He said, Ein no ela lashon ba'usa. It's a request. It's a soft way of saying, V'anan la'ashgachtan be. But even though that Hashem is speaking to us in a nice way, we're off the derech. We're doing things. We're having rave parties on Shmini Atzeres. And we don't even know that. We think this is the right way. This is the government of Israel. Think that that's the right thing to do. Kagav dadal anan tzavochem. And this is the example of what it causes us to cry. Zohar Hashem mehoyelona. Remember Hashem, this is what we cry out. Remember, used to be great. Zohar Hashem livnei Edom. Then you go to Israel, they get the great restaurants and the chefs, and they're so proud of themselves and all the things that they create. Zohar adosach kanisa kedem. Remember your congregation. You acquired us from way, way back. Zachrenu Hashem b'ritzona mecho. Remember us. Remember us for the will of your people. Lo boy l'hashgacha lo. But the Jewish people don't want to listen to this. Rabbi Yehuda says like this, Vadai Kutsha B'richu Ashgach alone to dear. So it seems to us that, we say, where is Hashem? Where's God? Where's God? Why is God not bringing back the captives? Why the kidnapped people are not? Why isn't God doing something? Yeah, what about us? What are we doing? V'dach alone. And remembers us. Hashem never stops looking at us. And He remembers us. He loved the Ihu Ashgach Bahu, because if Hashem was not always looking out for us, B'Yisrael v'dach alone, and remembers us, He always has in mind who we are and what is our essence. Lo yakum echad yoma b'gulus, so we wouldn't be able to live one day in exile. Hahod b'dechsev, this is the meaning of this phrase, v'af al gav, v'af gam, and also this, zos behi yoseh be'eretz avechum, when that part of the curse, when you're in the land of people who hate you. Can you imagine? And we have a series that we're doing from Dr. Chaim Beinar, how the Jews somehow managed to survive the Middle Ages, the massacres, the blood libels, something called the desecration of the host, which is punishable by bloodletting of the Jews. But we survived it. How do we do that? Kutsha b'richu lo aved lon k'uvadonu. And it's because a Kodesh Baruch Hu sees and is intimately involved in everything we do, but He doesn't pay us back according to the way that we forget Him. This is Baruch Fleischman. This is the Zohar, Parsha of the week. B'nai Hashem, we'll see some more of this, and we'll get a chance to listen to the Matuk Medevash as he explains.